List all and report a correction. This podcast is at the intermediate level. A working knowledge of Accordance Bible software would be helpful, but no knowledge of Hebrew or Greek is required. Sometimes it's the little things, the attention to detail that make for a great design. In a car, it might be that wood-grain panel in the dash, or that leather-wrapped gear shift knob. In a piece of furniture, it might be the additional sanding and that extra coat of lacquer. Software's like that too. It's the extra details that make a program shine. In this podcast, we will be looking at 3 different little features of Accordance. List all book names, list text differences, and report a correction. List all book names. If we click on the display menu, we can see the List all book names feature. It only works on text, not tools, but it's an easy way to see which works or books are included in a particular text, their names, and how they are abbreviated. The list also contains hypertext links to the beginning of each individual book, so it can serve as an alternate way of navigation. List all book names can be used with any text, but it isn't always equally useful. In a Bible translation like this ESV, where we already know the book names and their rough order, it offers little more than a novel way to move around in the text. However, if we're working with a less familiar text, this feature is really helpful. Take the Apostolic Fathers, for example. List all book names provides the name of the books the text covers and their order. That can be really helpful for texts with a lot of individual books, like this collection of Greek New Testament papyri. Yes, this same information is in the Go-To box, but working with that long scrolling list can be frustrating. List text differences. Just under List all book names is List text differences. This Accordance feature compares the search text with the text immediately to its right, then lists every difference by book, chapter, and verse. The list can be copied and pasted into another document or printed directly from the pane. I think most of us who use Accordance are familiar with compare texts. It compares 2 or more side-by-side texts and highlights the differences. It's great for working with a single passage, but what if you want to compare 2 entirely different translations? That's where List all text differences shines. Remember when the NIV 2011 came out? Everyone wanted to know how it differed from the 1984 edition. In Accordance, finding out is just as simple as this. Notice that this list can be copied and pasted, or just printed. This feature works in other languages too. For example, here I've placed the NA28 side by side with the NA27. Want to know where these Greek New Testaments vary? Compare text isn't going to give us results very fast. Use list text differences instead. Report a correction. Ever select a word or phrase, right-click to access the contextual menu, and wonder what this item was at the very bottom? Report a correction is another one of those nice little details in Accordance. It enables us to maintain an active feedback loop with our users and keep our texts and tools as error-free as humanly possible. Here's how it works. Accordance Bible software maintains an ongoing process of review and improvements for each of the resources we publish. A resource that we've just released starts with a version number like this, 1.0. One that has been out a while and had some corrections made will have a higher version number, like this, 1.3. Now, most of these errors are small, and many we catch ourselves. However, there is a way you can assist us in this process. If you spot an error, simply select the word or phrase and right-click. Choose Report a Correction, and Accordance will automatically generate an email to our corrections department. It lists the error and the exact place it appears, and includes a place to add any comments we might have. Then all we have to do is click Send. Please use this process to report any errors, rather than calling us, writing us, or even posting in our forums. It really is the fastest, most effective way to report an error of any kind. Now, I won't send this email as it really isn't an error. What I will do is show you this week's list of updated texts and tools. We can download them through Content Update. Now, notice the effort that has gone to each of these resources over the years, with help from users like you. Be sure to update your content regularly so that you will always have the cleanest and most up-to-date resources possible. In fact, I recommend letting Accordance check for updates automatically. To do that, just click this checkbox and select how often you'd like to update your resources. The default is weekly, which is what I both use and recommend. As you can probably tell, we here at Accordance take great pride in our software and hope that you enjoy all the thought and effort we put into making it. We use it ourselves, so we also benefit from these sorts of little details. We're committed to retaining the title of the world's premier Bible software. This has been Dr. J for Accordance Bible Software. Thank you for watching this episode of Lighting the Lamp.